So the idea that Aniplex, Sony, and the perverted eggplant, I mean Kinoko Nasu.
Oh yeah, this video description right there. Follow my stream socials down below. The, gotta follow these nuts. Bruh, his bed. His bed looks all messed up. Is it hard to make his bed before the video? For him, it's probably difficult for his ass. You would think he'll learn his lesson by then, right? I guess not. Oh, God. Dude, it's already a brand. It's already 2026 by now, and this is a very interesting experience for sure.
So, this video was supposed to be about my thoughts on the Blue Archive sponsor drama from like a week or two ago, or however long it's been. I'm still gonna make that video, but this one's a bit more urgent because I want to get stopped before JP has a viewer stream, and I'm already cutting it pretty close as is. And like the last week of weeks worth of streams I've done, I had at least like 4 or 5 people come to the stream and ask me what I think's gonna happen. Let me give you the punchline right now. I don't think FGO 2 is very likely. Not impossible, mind you. If you want me to break it.
He was going to make a Blue Archive a controversy news coverage. I mean, obviously, like it's pretty easy to summarize, and we already knew this by now, so I'm not going to really go into details. Damn, and I thought I'm going to be late because holy shit. And the thing is, like, I got a lot of like videos and stuff like that. I even had to move my second channel to a different email because the thing is, like, if my main channel gets taken down with the second channel, then it's like it's game over. All my other channels gets fucked. Anyway.
Down a bit. I think it's roughly like a 70 to 80% chance that FGO 1 continues on like normal, with the other 20-30% chance being a brand new game of some kind, whether it's like FGO 2 or like something else that's like intended to be an FGO sequel, or whatever the hell exaggerated is the record. So I don't think FGO 2 is very likely, or that FGO 1 at the very least won't like EOS or anything. Just for the record, obviously I don't play JP, so I can't go at this from like a story perspective, other than like
Okay. Oh, what? Wow. Yeah, you admitted that you don't play JP. Okay. All right.
Based off what I've managed to see off Twitter from people talking about the most.
God damn! Like we're already a minute in. This motherfucker just said that he doesn't know what. Holy shit, dude! Even god damn, even watching this video gives me a bit of a cough.
recent story stuff, it kind of feels like it ended it pretty abruptly, but again, I'm not going to go any further than that. Main reason why is because FGO is still an absolute cash cow. It's quite simple, really. Even though FGO is no longer the top gotcha anymore like it used to be, now that we have so many other heavy hitters in the industry that have largely kind of like boxed it out of everyone's favorite PvP arena known as monthly revenue charts for gotcha games, it's still absolute.
You're not only playing a FGO that's 2 years behind. Oh my god. Holy moly, dude. I'm not even faking a laugh there, but Jesus. Holy shit.
Surge back to the top with a single good banner. FGO still got a huge player base, at least in Asia. I'm not sure how many people still play NA at this point, but I mean, that really doesn't matter. It's clear that FGO players are still very much so willing to burn money for the game. So the idea that Aniplex, Sony, and the perverted eggplant, I mean, Nasu, just want to ditch FGO's ass for like a hypothetical FGO 2 that they don't know how well it's going to do is a bit of a stretch in my opinion. Like, yeah, sure, the story seems like it's reached some kind of conclusion for now, but like that doesn't automatically mean a new game. Nasu can just start a brand new arc now that Ordeal Call's done, part 3 of some kind, I guess, and he can still be FGO, though if he does that.
Isn't Nasu a fucking mushroom? Yeah, he's a fucking mushroom. What? Hold on. This has gotta be This has gotta be intentional. There's no way fucking 2 is that fucking dumb. Holy shit. What the fuck, man? Hold on. What the fuck are you even on about? Like, man, like it caught me. I was like, wait a minute, eggplant. What the fuck are you on about? Yeah, this Kinoko Nasu's avatar is a fucking eggplant. Oh my god, dude. You can't make this shit up. And the thing is that I'm pretty sure he had this avatar for a very long time. Like I could be wrong though. I don't read Nasu's shit except for like Mahoyo. Whatever, man. You think he's an eggplant? Cool. Fucking shit. Eggplant. Holy shit.
That means they'll definitely have to delay Farside for Suki remake by another 2 or 3 years. Not that I care though, we can keep sacrificing the Tsukihime fanboys for more FGO content if you ask me. I also find the possibility of a theoretical FGO 2 to be...
I mean, that goes the same for MiHoYo people as well. Whatever.
quite low. Like, I don't have a lot of confidence in Los Angeles ever since the team split away from the Lightworks, like however many years it's been since then. Because since then, the amount of content that they've been able to put out for FGO has decreased noticeably. Like, we went from having, consistent 2-week events back in the day, the first couple of years or so, first 4 or 5 years, however long, with not much downtime in between those events, with like 3-week events being only reserved for like seasonal events, like summer. To nowadays, all our events these days lasting 3 weeks and a lot more downtime on average in between them. For transparency's sake, I haven't been keeping up with the exact kind of content that JP's been getting recently. Like, I'm aware that the Grand Cern fights, for example, have been a thing for a little while now, but if that's like the only, or like one of the only new pieces of content, like actually new, not like the usual events like they do, but like actually new events that we've never seen before, kind of thing, that the game's gotten in the last 2 years, then that's not exactly encouraging, right? And I'm still under the impression that Los Angeles is still dealing with those staff shortage issues that we've known them having for a while now. All this to say, I don't think Los Angeles is in any position to be working on a second game since, like, they could barely handle the first one. And as a reminder, the Lightworks tried to launch a second gacha back in the day, like some Sakura Wars gacha, I think it was, if I recall correctly, and that shit failed, like, miserably, within like what, half a year in the US already, something like that. Well, I could be wrong about this, and my information about the situation may be outdated. As of right now, until I'm told otherwise, or until I see otherwise, I don't think Los Angeles has, like, the time, the manpower, or resources to
Why would you even want to pronounce the word the fucking dev Los Angeles? Don't most people call it lasagna because they're too lazy to fucking pronounce the name? Why do we want to go through the effort? Whatever, man. Jesus.
even dream about developing a second FGO game. And that's before I mentioned how Sony's probably guzzling like 90% of the game's profits for themselves because it's Sony. The sole reason why I think FGO 2 is still somewhat possible, though, is because of Sony. They are absolutely aware of Genshin's success, like no doubt about it. They even got a deal with Hoyo after Hoyo couldn't get Genshin onto the Switch because I don't know, their deal with Nintendo must have fallen through or something. Or either that or Sony must have swooped in to grab Genshin for themselves and put that shit on PlayStation. That's why Alloy's in that game, even though at this point everyone's kind of forgotten about it. So it's entirely possible that Sony knows the sheer potential of an open world FGO gacha game, given how successful Genshin's been for the past 5 years. And while I'm not going to sit here and claim that this is a trend or anything like that, I get the sense that maybe Japanese gacha devs these days, in general, kind of know this too, because Magia Exedra exists. For those of you who don't play it or don't know about it, Exedra is the kind of sequel, kind of not to Magia Record, which is another gacha that's based off the Madoka IP that EOS a couple years ago on JP, even earlier than that on the NA server. Exedra is quite literally Japanese Honkai Star Rail, except you have 5 characters on the team instead of 4, a dedicated class for breaking enemies, and the revolutionary ability to cancel your ults if you like use them on accident or something, or you like change your mind. And what a coincidence, it's also published by Aniplex. More importantly, Exedra's devs are entirely Japanese. Like, this isn't P5X where it's a Japanese IP, but they got Chinese devs to make it. Both F4 Samurai and Pokélabo are Japanese studios, and if you want to take it a step further, Aniplex is also a Japanese company slash publisher slash whatever they are in the situation. What you have to understand about Japanese companies is that they usually like doing things their own way. Most of the time, they don't give a shit about anyone outside of Japan, because they usually care about their own, focusing on their own home audience in Japan first and foremost, and as long as they can make enough money doing that, or as much money as they're satisfied with.
Yeah, I know, right? Japan expert. He sure knows how it works. Well, he went from like answering when it comes to FGO 2 to oh god. He was talking about Madoka Magic Exedra, and although I only tried a little bit of the game and it didn't really interest me, honestly. But meanwhile, most Japanese games, EOS, yeah, according to because usually I haven't checked out the revenue data chart for from December to January, but shit like that, it's like low quality, and sometimes it doesn't really. It's like wow, whatever. Meanwhile, China puts out the top tier shit for gacha. Yeah, it is actually really, it's crazy to me that what the Chinese devs do when it comes to gacha like that, and then it just decides to like pump it out fast like it's nothing. Kudos to them.
They couldn't care less about anything else. So the fact that Exedra's devs went out of their way to copy Star Rail, Honkai Star Rail of all games, to me is very telling. Other than the joke that I like to make every now and then that, it's usually the Chinese that like to copy the things they see, but ignoring that, this to me means that Japanese gacha devs.
What did he say? I don't.
It's usually the Chinese that like to copy the things they see, but ignoring that, this to me means that Japanese gacha devs are slowly starting to realize, or if they haven't already anyway, the potential of gacha games after seeing how the Chinese have been running them for the past 5 years ever since Genshin came out. To the point where now we have a Japanese gacha that's deliberately copied a Chinese one when usually it's supposed to be the other way around. So back to the possibility of FGO 2. It doesn't have to be made by Los Angeles still, now that I think about it. Sony can just go find other studios to work on it if Los Angeles got the work cut out for them. Hell, just like P5X.
I'm trying to understand what the fuck he's saying. Is he saying that Chinese devs are? Is he saying that Japanese devs are copying off of the Chinese when it's the other way around? I'm like, what? Is there even an example?
And Marvel rivals, they can get Chinese studios to work on FGO 2. Not like that should be too hard to do, right? I mean, China's got a
Genshin clearly didn't copy from Japanese gacha devs. Oh yeah. What it Speaking of of Genshin, I've seen people keep saying like, "Oh, something copy off of the Genshin and like that." And I've seen that like I've seen multiple posts of it. Oh, and yeah, I forgot about the Marvel Rival. Is it Marvel Rivals a different game? I haven't played the game. I think I only played like a little bit on Steam, like off stream. But why is he bringing up Marvel Rivals out of nowhere when it's not? It's a 5v5 shooter game. Oh no, gotcha. I could have sworn to have like some sort of okay. There's paste skins. Okay, I'm being fucking dumb. I have to edit out. All right. God damn it. My brain. God damn it, dude. Holy shit. Literally. Fuck, what is wrong with this dude? Oh, I'll tell you, Ryan. The man doesn't even know what the fuck he's saying.
Out for them. Hell, just like P5X and Marvel Rivals, they can get Chinese studios to work on FGO too. Not like that should be too hard to do, right? I mean, China's got a billion people and more programmers than they know what to do with. And besides, the Chinese are the ones driving the evolution of gacha games these days now anyway. So yeah, it makes perfect sense to go find a Chinese for FGO too. But even with these possibilities, I still have some questions. Like, for one, assuming that they are working on FGO 2, there's my phone, how are they going to handle FGO 1? Because I don't tell you this, I don't think.
You caught that part, right? The Chinese devs work on FGO. I doubt it.
Evolution of gacha games these days now anyway, so yeah, it makes perfect sense to go find a Chinese dev for FGO 2. But even with these possibilities, I still have some questions.
Oh, okay.
Like, for one,
assuming that they are working on FGO 2, there's my phone, how are they going to handle FGO 1? Because I don't tell you this, I don't think, but FGO takes its story very seriously. So from a story standpoint, right, I don't see Nasu letting both FGO 1 and FGO 2 run concurrently. Like, not to mention, that would mean he's got to write two different stories for two different games, and, Suki Remake is going to get delayed even more, Farside does.
Remember when he said the Japanese devs know what they're doing? Oh boy, that didn't age well. Oh god. It doesn't help that this video for the comment section for this video is a fucking is also a cope session as well. Holy shit.
Maybe they can pull a girls frontline where both GFL1 and GFL2 are both active, but GFL1's main story is concluded and they're just not doing like minor side stories or something. But that leads me to my second issue. If FGO2 gets announced, how will players feel about that? Like, lots of people I'm sure are looking forward to a possible sequel, but I'm also sure that a lot of other players will feel just as pissed because that means that all the servers that they pulled recently on JP or even spent money on will now be useless. Like, to continue the GFL example from earlier, analogy from earlier, Girls Frontline get away with that because the first game, GFL1, had a construction gacha, which is like an old school type of gacha that's very free to play friendly for anyone who's ever played Perfect Collection back in the day. But FGO1 doesn't have that, and it sure as hell ain't free to play friendly. So even in a case where you have both FGO1 and FGO2 running at the same time, right, development focus will be inevitably on FGO2 because that's the newer game, and that means that FGO1 will be neglected in terms of content more and more and more over time until they finally decide to really pull the plug on it, right?
This man really comparing FGO to Girls Frontline.
And a lot of people feel like they're not really going to get their money's worth out of the servers they pull in that game the longer it goes on. And you know damn well that they're not letting you transfer your account over to FGO2 from FGO1, right? Side games will let people transfer their JP data to global when Grand Blue Fantasy hits Steam next year, so what makes you think Sony will be any different?
What the fuck, dude? Oh, this motherfucker said Grand Blue Fantasy even mentioned. Jesus Christ. What does Grand Blue Fantasy have anything to do? Oh my god. This is so fucking retarded, dude. Good. You admitted you never played JP. Now you're fucking being sidetracked into shit. Oh my fucking god.
they pull in that game the longer it goes on.
And you know damn well that they're not letting you transfer your account over to FGO2 from FGO1, right? Side games will let people transfer their JP data to global when Grand Blue Fantasy hits Steam next year, so what makes you think Sony will be any different? And
you literally don't know how Grand Blue Fantasy works, dude. Holy shit. Obviously doesn't even know how this works. Man, this invalidates the qualification right there.
right? Side games will let people transfer their JP data to global when Grand Blue Fantasy hits Steam next year, so what makes you think Sony will be any different? And 3,
More like they can't. Well, they can't. That's the thing. Like the Steam client is like, you know, the Steam version of Grand Blue Fantasy is like, oh, do you want to start all over again? Well, here you are. It's too bad you can't transfer the Mobage or the MM Games stuff.
assuming FGO2 is a thing, will it even be good? Like, personally, I'm pretty neutral on FGO getting a sequel. Like, I'm fine either way. Either if FGO1 keeps going on as usual, like I expect it to, or if the New Year's stream tomorrow will pull some shit and like drop FGO2 on us or something, right?
God damn it, dude. When the mother effer says that the story is over for JP version, then the story is over. Man, listening to this video is it really makes turns us into a vegetable on this one, huh? God damn it! They really want that shit to last forever and ever, bro.
My only request, if they
What is 2 rat yapping? Okay, so then since you're back, I'll give you a short summarization. This is a whole video of a cope session. He thinks that FGO 2 will probably not happen. He made some very bizarre comparisons using Girls Frontline and Grand Blue Fantasy. Literally, like, few examples that are side-tracking the hell out of me. He thinks he thinks the Chinese devs copies off the Japanese devs, even though he didn't bring up any sort of evidence or any examples. Like what? What? The same motherfucker that said, "Oh, I'm pretty sure the Japanese devs know what they're doing," and then meanwhile, when you look at Japanese gacha games made by the JP devs, they're not gonna last very long, though. This shit is so fucking dumb.
Actually are working on FGO2, or if it actually is a thing, is that I just want them to make it good, right? Or at the very least have whatever studio that Sony's gonna go out and hire to work on FGO2, the studio that they hire at least has the commitment to make it good. But the issue is that I haven't seen any evidence to suggest that like an FGO2 exists at all, like not even in like a development phase or anything. To be fair, maybe that's exactly what the nearest Tomorrow is gonna reveal. But if that's the case, then that means that it's most likely still in its very early developmental phases, which means that we still gotta wait years for it to come out, which in turn means that FGO1 for now is still not gonna be US. Either way, this is definitely a case of I will believe it when I see it.
I think Kudana sums it up right. Please give us FGO 2. Oh shit. Excuse me.
it. And until then, my opinion as of right now is that no, I don't expect FGO2 to happen, and FGO1 will continue as normal in some way, shape, or form. We'll just get like part 3 or something. But we will see what we get with the New Year.
Oh, wait. You think that's good? You think that JP can continue on as is? Let me see here.
FGO2 to happen, and FGO1 will continue as normal in some way, shape, or form. We'll just.
I doubt it continue on as normal. I mean, people can correct me if I'm wrong, but literally, I'm pretty sure like Nasu already stated that like it's what's done is done. All right, like Jesus Christ, dude, what is so difficult about that? Like, holy shit.
Just get like part 3 or something. But we will see what we get with the New Year stream, so I guess look forward to that.
Yeah. You know what? this video is one hell of a nothing burger. It's actually really ridiculous how that even go. Holy shit.